Live from the City of Angels here on Sunday night. You are watching MMT Sunday Evening Spectacular. Huge show tonight as we are stoked. Cinema is on fire. We discuss in moments. Also tonight, we're going to have our first ever Grifter of the Week. So many people in this space, particularly on YouTube, are all about how can I get views? How can I get subs? We don't give a shit about that. We are all about cinema. Like we said last week, the new tagline, strictly cinema. That's how we roll. Also, guys, one of the worst movies I have seen, certainly this year or any recent year, we're going to talk about Russell Crowe's The Exorcism. Wow, that was something last night. And we are also going to give a kudos to the studio of the week. Every week, I'm going to try to find a studio that did something awesome, and we are going to celebrate a decision they made. That's coming up tonight, but we are going to start with this. The state of theatrical is strong, hella strong. What a reversal from where we were just a few weeks ago, right? You look at Inside Out 2 coming in here and catching absolute fire at $724 million worldwide, just posted the second best animated weekend ever, okay? That's going back to Frozen 2. That's going back to any of the Despicable Me movies. Any film that has been animated in the marketplace, this film just beat with $100. Can you imagine? That's where we were a few weeks ago. This film banked $100. $100 million in its second weekend, down 35%. That is huge. Again, that global haul, 724.4. Also, it's not just about Inside Out 2, bringing people back to the multiplex, much like we saw with Maverick, right? Brought back the older audience. Now we've got families that are back in movies for the first time, really since Barbie, I would argue, and that is going to be key going forward. Also, Bad Boys still killing almost $300 million worldwide, and coming up, Despicable Me 4 just opened in Australia and Argentina, posted the biggest ever franchise opening for Despicable Me or Minions. So that's looking good. And I haven't even mentioned Kinds of Kindness, a film that we are super high on, so high on. I should put this on my keychain. I literally had it here and I was going to put it on my keychain because this is what they gave us the other night when we saw it on that limited. Remember, they platformed this thing this weekend. You ready for the number of Kinds of Kindness? Okay, 5 locations, New York, LA, old school platform. That's mean, you just really put it out there for the cinephiles in the major hubs, New York, LA, and then pop a big number. We haven't seen that in a while. Guess what? This film just did $70,000 per screen as they go wider next weekend at $500. I like that movie a lot. It'll probably even go higher on my list of the best of the year when I rewatch it. What a turnaround from Poor Things. But here's where we're at. I bring this tweet in I sent earlier today, and I think about not just how we're doing now, but how crazy is this? That we are on the precipice of possibly going even bigger here in the next few weeks because we have bigger films incoming, which is kind of insane. Here's the tweet I sent out. I was down at the beach playing volleyball this weekend, and I love going down to Orange County and getting out there and just being a normal person. You come back and you watch a movie differently, man. When you live a life, you don't just sit here and watch movies all day. You also go out and experience things, get out there and do things like I tell you guys all the time here on MMT. This tweet, what's kind of insane with Inside Out 2 is the fact that these numbers are going to go higher with Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, it's going to end up surpassing a lot of these records we're seeing from Inside Out 2. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, guaranteed. And it started as a bummer summer, right? But we're picking up with both Deadpool, Wolverine, and Despicable Me 4. Both those films are going to pop to $1 billion. Now, there was someone who replied to this tweet and said, oh, yeah, well, I don't think kids are going to go see Deadpool. We talked about this. I promise you this, that parents will take their kids. I don't care if every F-bomb is dropped every 5 seconds in Deadpool Wolverine. Parents are going to take their kids to see that film because it's a big event. And I'm telling you, maybe not like a 3-year-old, but anyone under the age 12 and up's in. I would even say 10 and up. Parents are like, it's an F-bomb. It's violence. These kids are watching shit at home. You have no idea. So if you think that this is only going to skew older, you're going to be shocked when we get to Deadpool Wolverine. That film's over $1 billion. Despicable Me 4, probably $1 billion. And you obviously have Inside Out 2 going to at least 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, possibly Barbie or higher on that. We are now where we need to be, but it's not just about those films, right? You've got Deadpool Wolverine on the way here. We've got another month to get there. In the meantime, A Quiet Place comes in, Despicable Me 4, and also the big sleeper of the summer. No question, we called it when we did our draft way back the very beginning of summer in May. We talked about Twisters. Twisters is going to be a big surprise hit for a lot of people. You just wait. It's going to happen. You've got the It guy in it. You've got all kinds of action on that film. You've got the nostalgia factor. Watch out. That film's going to come in. So we're going to end up turning the summer. But here's why I tell you that things are looking good. I mentioned Poor Things at $70K per location. Granted, New York, LA, either way, hell of a start. Then you go back, you look at a Bike Riders this weekend. $10 million for a Focus Features film that a lot of people would view as a streaming option. And it'll probably be on streaming soon enough because Focus is tied into Universal, which is tied into Peacock. So let's hope it doesn't happen. We got to protect these films with windows. But when you have a film like Bike Riders coming in at $10 million, Kinds of Kindness doing $70,000 per, we are slowly bringing this thing back to where we were in 19, 18, 17. And here's how you make it happen. You've got to put these windows in place. Inside Out 2, 100-day window. You've got to announce it. You've got to let people know they're going to wait on their asses to see these films. And I'm telling you, that's one way to turn this around. But when I see signs of life, like Bike Riders at 10, like Kinds of Kindness doing $70K per, when I see these things coming into the marketplace and making cash better than we expected, we're getting back to where we need to go. So this summer started off as a disaster, and finally we are turning the corner. And you guys, my AMC stockholders, I know you guys hate when I hammer the fact that theatrical's screwed. Right now, I'm here to tell you again, let's revisit what we talked about from the top. The state of theatrical is strong. If you want to invest, and listen, this is just advice. I'm just telling you, based on what's going to happen here over the next several weeks, this is going to end up being a bigger summer than a lot of people anticipated. It's going to be films like Twisters, obviously Deadpool Wolverine, Despicable Me 4, and don't forget, you've got another Alien film coming in August. So that's going to do well. So right now, if you're thinking about getting in, and I'm not the AMC market guy, I'm here to tell you this is the time, and you heard it here first on MMT. Deadpool Wolverine box office total prediction, 800 to 1 billion. It's going to $1 billion, Kevin. There's not a question about the fact this film gets to $1 billion because everybody wants to see this film. You talk to anybody on the street, they want to see the film. Every time they play the trailer, oh my God, I can't wait. And then you look at all the product tie-ins. I mean, even though it's an R-rated F-bomb film with hella mega violence, doesn't matter. The average person is going to see this film, and it's going to draw younger crowds than you think. Trust me on this. Luis, Deadpool Wolverine opening night, 95 to 100, calling it right now the event of the whole summer. Not a question. Guys, anyone who doesn't think this film can get to 200 million opening weekend is dead wrong. I would put massive cash. Hey, Weber, here's $500,000. You either put it on 200 million or not 200 million. I have to bet I'm putting the $500K on 200 million opening weekend because, again, you're going to get those families. They don't care. You just need a parent to take the kid. And parents are like, they know it's Deadpool, man. They probably watch one or two at home. It's F-bombs and gunshots. Come on, guys. Yes, I understand that for some parents that's too much, but for a lot of parents, it's not, and they will go. Gloppy, the strike hurt this summer season. It's good to be back. Yes, because of the scheduling early on. Remember, Deadpool Wolverine's supposed to be earlier this summer. So at first, we thought we were effed by that whole decision, and we were because we had a bunch of films come in and do much lower than we expected. No, start with The Fall Guy. Not a good film. Okay, make sure that everybody understands one very important thing as we continue here on the Sunday night. By the way, if you want to comment, you go to the Midnight Movie Talk YouTube channel, not Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter and you want to comment, go to YouTube. That's where we'll pop you up. I've got Gone Girl on there pushing the comments tonight. Thank you again for doing that tonight. But when you look at these films, you're looking at a situation where we're going to end up actually as a blessing that Deadpool Wolverine was pushed. And Wild Man Beyond, I was going to touch on this as I bring the schedule in here. Here's the release schedule upcoming in theaters in the next several weeks. Next weekend, we get A Quiet Place Day 1 and Horizon and American Saga. I want to mention something about this tonight. Just know this. I'm going to get on the record as saying this. I am not going to see Horizon. Let me tell you why I'm not seeing Horizon, because the reviews are not good, and it's 3 fucking hours long. I'm tired of the studios letting these directors, Kevin Costner, I know all your films are way too fucking long. Someone at Warner Brothers needed to tell him that if you want to make 2 films, not 1, 2 Horizon films, you get 3 hours. I'll give you an hour and a half for one and an hour and a half for the second, maybe 145, not 3 and 3. That's why that film is dead. I'm telling you, Horizon is going to bomb, and it's not just because the reviews are bad. First of all, you're talking about a film that looks like you can watch it on Paramount Plus, right? Why am I going to, if I can watch Yellowstone at home, why am I going to go to a movie theater and watch a version of Yellowstone in a theater? That's not enough to get people to go. But then when they get on the app, as I was the other day, I didn't even know it was 3 hours long. I go, let me get a ticket. What the 3 hours and 6 minutes? No. And that's listen, guys. If I'm saying no to Horizon, we are talking about a bomb, a level that you guys have no idea. Also, I'm not just saying that because Warner Brothers didn't bother inviting me to the press screening. By the way, Warner Brothers, F you. All I do is push your shit. I saw Furiosa as one of the only guys saying this film is great. Everyone else is like, oh, it's another female lead, woke shit. But no, Warner Brothers, you're going to invite a bunch of nobodies to go see your movie. And for that, I can't wait to see this film bomb. Not only because it's going to bomb, I will cheer the fact that Horizon bombs. I don't care if I go to another Warner Brothers movie because you guys suck. Because that's just courtesy. Courtesy. You got random nobodies going into these press screenings. If you showed me that movie, maybe I'd like it and I'd be talking about it. Because you didn't bother, I want to see this film debut with 5 million and bomb, and then number 2 goes down harder. You want to play that game? I'll play that fucking game. Don't play that game with me. I'm ruthless. Fucking ruthless. Spidey Sensei, 3 hours. I don't know if it has intermission. It's the kiss of death. That film is going to bomb. I can't wait. We're going to celebrate it next week because Warner Brothers, get your head out of your ass. I'm here to help you. And because of that, I don't mind if I see your films bomb. Yes, I'll see Joker 2 when it comes out. I don't need to go, I'm going to be like Frosty. I saw it first. Oh my God, look at me. Shill alert. My boy, Frosty the Shill. By the way, moments away, here it comes, our Grifter of the week. So be ready for that. Here we go. Let's just do it now. Let's just do it because I'm tired of waiting. It's going to be a wild one. Here we go, guys. Our Grifter of the week is someone that we know all too well. Okay? I was once very close to this person, and it's sad to see how this person has gone and where they've taken once where they were to now where they are. It's sad because you're talking about somebody who was all about independent film, all about, look, I love going to see these tiny little micro budget movies. And I'm going to bring in the tweet from Mike Kalinowski. I probably messed up your name, Mike. I love you, buddy. You're actually, we're going to have drinks one day soon. I know it. We're both here in LA. I'm looking forward to it. Here's his tweet. It's an act. It's all a grift with these clowns. Who are we talking about? Our Grifter of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is Chris Gore. Let me explain how you earn that title. It's not just because of what I'm looking at here, him saying, oh my God, I loved The Last Jedi. I've laughed the loudest, the hardest, I've cheered the hardest for a Star Wars film since 1983. I might have cried a few times. And then, of course, look, I'm so high on it. I love The Last Jedi. I remember everyone gutted that film because, oh my God, you killed off characters. What the hell? And now he's running an all-day global event, which is a funeral for a franchise in memory of Star Wars. Here's why Chris Gore is the grifter of the week. He knows that anything bashing Star Wars equals views. I have never once in my life on this channel ever attempted to gain views by saying X or Y or trashing a film or praising a film, because everything we do here is in the name of objectivity. I do not have an agenda. My only agenda is to watch good films. Yes, I have an agenda now. I want to see Warner Brothers go down for Horizon because they didn't bother inviting me. I don't even care. At this point, it's disrespectful, and you also were disrespectful to audiences giving us a 3-hour movie in 2 parts. So we're getting 6 hours of movie that's gonna bomb. When this film bombs next weekend, good luck in August, Warner Brothers. And the fact that I'm here again on a YouTube channel, oh, the white guy, because remember, we're gonna talk about Disney, by the way. As much as I just praised them for both Deadpool, Wolverine, Inside Out 2, we're gonna talk about that leaked footage of that dude talking about how they don't hire white guys, because we roll every which way here. We do not have an agenda. We call shit out. And I'm calling Gore out tonight for being a grifter, running streams expressly for views and for super chats and for subs, because he knows that's what gets him shit. Not reviews of Kinds of Kindness, not talking about Handling the Undead, a movie he hasn't even seen that I said is it is the best movie of the year. He doesn't even talk about that shit because he knows that his views are tied to Star Wars and Marvel. Everything's woke. Oh my God, the world's terrible because everything's woke. Dude, you're a fucking grifter, Gore, and all you've done is fall further in my eyes, and you know it. Look in the mirror, my friend. You are the MMT grifter of the week. Rack him. He's up number 1. I hope he replies to this, because Chris, you know I'm right. I don't fuck around. When I call shit out, it's real, it's legit. I do not play with that. If I give you a title, you earned it. You earned it. Thank you, Out of Bodies. It's not personal. It's disappointing. Chris Gore's a disappointment. And I do my own shit. I don't care about any kind of views or any kind of subs. As I said forever, this is the Riddler's channel from the Batman, and I'm proud of that. I love the fact that we can do whatever we want. We don't have to play by the rules. Speaking of that, we're going to show you a video now where I'm going to hammer Disney, because we can't just let it go one way. It's always objective. It's always like, and when I saw this, I said to myself, wait a second, this shit's messed up. And let me tell you why. When I talk about every time, what do we talk about when we go to a movie? I talk about being objective. I talk about not giving a shit about the race, the sex, any of that of the director. It doesn't matter. When I loved Saint Maud, when I adored Aftersun, I did not say this movie is good because it's directed by a woman. I don't care. It factored in this much into the review, this much. So when you start talking about someone is better or worse based on the color of their skin, based on the sex, based on whatever they identify as, it's bullshit. Because the world is run on merit. That is how decisions are made. That is how we evaluate films. We have never walked into a film and said this is good or bad based on the pedigree of the director, the sex, the race, none of that. So if anyone ever, and I mean ever, comes into my world telling me that I hammered a film because it's by a black director, by a female director, that is akin to crossing a line that will get you in. I'll be in your face next time I see you. Do not do that shit. You're the kind of person that makes this world actively worse when you do that. If I say a film's bad, it's because it isn't good. I don't care about the fact it was directed by a person of color, or that it's by a woman. It doesn't matter. Or a white dude. So when I watch this from Disney, I'm telling you guys, this shit is messed up. Listen to what this dude says. He is apparently the senior vice president, team lead of 20th Television, Walt Disney Company. Here he is. This is from James O'Keefe. Listen, you guys can take whatever side you want on O'Keefe. Here's what I'm going to tell you. This guy said what he said, and then we're going to savage this dude and this ideology, because this ideology is everything that's wrong with Hollywood. And until these studios wake the fuck up and realize you hire on merit, not on the color of someone's skin, then we are going to be screwed. Do you see how we roll on this channel? We don't just say, oh, everything everything's great. We turn around and destroy Disney. If this is true, listen to what he has to say about hiring at Disney.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
how would they say it?
There's no way we're hiring a white male person. They say
like straight to you, or okay.
They'd be very careful how they message that to agents. According to these videos.
Okay, I'm going to pause there. You just heard what he had to say. He said they go on record as saying, listen, I don't care if a white guy applies, you're not getting the job. Let me tell you, I don't care if you're woke, anti-woke. I don't give a shit which side of the ideology you fall on. First of all, we're never tribal here. We're objective. The fact that is running rampant in Hollywood, that you're going to hire someone based on the fact they don't check a box or they do check a box, is everything that's wrong in the world today. You do not do that shit. You hire based on merit. Who's the best person for the job? Who has the talent to do the job? I have never again gone into a film, come out of a film and said this is better because it's directed by a woman. It's never happened. It'll never happen. And we called out critics who go into films and go, well, this film needs to be celebrated because it's directed by a woman. The fuck it does. The movie's good or it's not. That's it. There's nothing else to put in that. If you're putting something else in that, I got news for you. You are the one who's fucked, not us. You. Because we don't play that game. We play based on merit. Can you imagine a world? You watch sports. Who doesn't? We're watching Europa. You're watching all the stuff going on right now. Can you imagine if you had these guys out here on the field, or girls, WNBA, doesn't matter what the sport is, and we were having, you know what? Listen, I know this is our best team, but truth be told, too many white people out there. We can't really do this shit. We got to put, no, you guys would be screaming. So there it goes, your argument right there. You never are doing that. You are only valuing people based on the merit, what they bring to the table, the talent. That's it. I mean, can you imagine the NFL? Listen, this is our best quarterback, but I got news for you. He's white, so we can't really let him play. We got to play but he's our best quarterback. Listen, dude. No. And listen, I don't care if I never go to another studio screen again. I'm right. I'm 100% right. And everybody knows it. Nobody can attack this shit because it's fucked to think like that. We can't hire this person because he's white. What? I mean, frankly, I would sue the shit out of them if I ever heard that. And I can't. Disney deserves all the shit they're getting for that. The fact that people are proud to say that. And also, I don't want to hear this. If anyone comes in here and says this, Gone Girl, pop them up. I'll go off. You had a run for 100 years, white guys. Shut up. Do not be a victim. Do not be a pathetic, weeping bitch. Come in here and talk about merit. Do not come in here and say, well, white guys had a long run. I'm so tired of that mindset. Don't do that shit. Be better than that, and don't be a grifter. Conversely, if you benefit from these practices, you shouldn't want to. Can you imagine if I got a job over at Warner Bros? There's no chance that's happening after tonight, but I'd like it was anyhow. Here comes the white guy. Can you imagine if I got the job and I found out, by the way, Eric, we found out, you got hired because you're white. I'd be like, you know what? This is me. I would be like, we're good. I'm actually going to quit. And I'm not going to work for you because I have principles and I have respect. And I'd be like, what? You hired me because I'm white? I don't want the job. The fact that you did that makes me, I don't want to work for your company. And that's the thing is, why aren't there more people out there who will stand and say, this is bullshit? If I was at Disney and I was in a room and they said that, I would get up and I'd say, you guys are fucked. And I'd walk out of the room. I mean, I'm not going to play this game. And the fact that people play this game, and don't get me wrong, people love it because they like to take advantage of it, right? Well, it gives me a leg up. No. You will succeed on your merits. You will not succeed because we're checking boxes. Not in my world. That's never going to happen. You're going to show that you can do it, okay? I'm not going to have somebody in here who isn't talented because you check a box. Let me explain to you when that's going to happen. Never, okay? So show me what you got. And then you're going to get hired. That's it. In fact, I told you guys all the time, show me resumes. I don't even want to see the name. What have you done? Where'd you go to school? Show me your talent. Show me your reel. What are you doing? Obviously, if we're casting for a role that demands a certain look, that's different. But when we're talking about someone who's making decisions on a movie, on a script, on anything in the entertainment business, or frankly anything in the world, you want the best person. I always hear this, and it's true. Can you imagine going to the doctor and you're like, man, I'm not feeling good. I need this doctor to hook me up. Okay, well, this doctor we didn't really pick because they're the best, highest in class. We hired this person because they checked a box. I'm telling you, there's nobody who can defend that. Not one person. And if you're out there defending it, I got news for you. You're the problem. Not me. You're the problem. And I know I'm right, and you all know I'm right, because there's no attacking that. Because if I'm telling you that everything is merit, that's what it is. And they say, well, are you really colorblind? Yes. Listen, we're Gen X, man. When I grew up, we didn't think about that. I didn't say, I've got a gay friend, I got a black friend, I got a... No, man. You had friends. These are people that you like to hang out with. You don't go, well, I can't hang out with that guy because he's white. This is what MMT does. This is why it will forever be the Riddler's channel on Batman. I don't care, because that's what we do. We pivot, roll, shoot, do whatever the fuck we want. It's how we roll. Hollywood's just a bunch of people wearing masks and putting up fronts. And that's why I don't succeed well in this town. As far as never fit. You think I would last like a day at a 20th Century Fox, now, of course, in 20th Century over Disney, at a Universal, at any of these studios? I would walk in and I'd say that. First meeting, they'd say, listen, we're looking for a new head of talent acquisition, but it can't be a white person. I'd be like, oh, excuse me, Margaret, what'd you just say? Can I just stop the meeting? What did you just say? Just one more time. Just run that again. What? I mean, what? And the fact that people sit on their ass, right? They sit on their hand. Well, I don't want to rock the boat because everyone's tied to a job. I've got to pay the bills. Of course we do. But if you are sacrificing what you know to be the correct course of action based on a paycheck, guess what? You're compromised. I don't want you around. I don't like people that have agendas. I do not have an agenda. Now I do against Warner Brothers. I admit this because I wouldn't even have gone last night. The fact is, it's like, you find out your friend had a party, you didn't get invited, you're like, I wasn't even going to go, but the fact you didn't invite me is enough to make me say, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Right? I know it sounds kind of petty, but it's disrespectful. And there's people, trust me when I say this, there are plenty of people in that screening that have 1/100th of the pool I have. And I'm not even saying I'm like the biggest guy. I'm just telling you, I know for a fact that what I bring to the table destroys what they do. They don't even matter. Like, this person's like, who is this person? These are random nobodies. The thing that we bring to the space, and people always say this, is people believe me. People trust me because I hammer poor things and turn around and tell you kinds of kindness is great. So Mega YouTube, you're not wrong. You're really not. And it's unfortunate because that's why I'll never make it in Hollywood. I never want to now. I used to think I wanted to, but now I can't imagine being in a meeting and having to listen to that and not going, this is fucking crap. I can't believe you got, that's insane. Okay, let's do a couple more things that are positive. We just went off. So it's time to be positive. Now, we just trashed Disney for saying they're not going to hire white guys. It's time for the MMT Studio of the Week, and it's Lionsgate. Can I say this? This might be the only time that we ever give this award to Lionsgate, and I'm certain you know why. Do you know why? Come in the comments right now. Gone Girl will tell you. If you didn't hear, they have agreed to distribute Coppola's Megalopolis. So we are going to get to see it on the big screen. And Lionsgate is a theatrical studio. I look at some of the films from Lionsgate that are playing up at the AMC, like in the small little theater. I remember a movie called Cobweb, which actually was a cool little horror film. Like, what is this? And the Lionsgate logo came on. I'm like, what in the hell? They put out some tiny shit. So Lionsgate, we make fun of you a lot for not having many things beyond John Wick and Hunger Games. But guess what? You're our studio of the week because you picked up Megalopolis. Here's what happened. So it's a $120 million film. Debuted at Cannes. Reviews are not great. I don't even care. The fact that this dude pumped $120 million of basically his own money, right, Coppola, into this film and just said, I'm going to do whatever I want. It sounds like MMT. This is the MMT of movies. I'm going to do whatever I want, only I'm going to spend $120 million. We don't spend $120 million. This microphone, the light, these screen, this is a budget shoestring. This is lower than an indie. So this guy is out there going, I don't even care if anyone gives a shit about this film. I'm going to spend $120 million to make Megalopolis. So here's how it works. So Lionsgate said, we'll distribute it. but we're not going to pay for all of the marketing. Okay. Apparently, they're going to put in $15 to $20 million in marketing, which is a lot, but it's not that much. If all they did is to acquire it and give them 15, 20 million guaranteed to help out, then truth be told, I think Megalopolis can break even, because now Lionsgate, if they work their deal right, should own the rights going forward along with Coppola when they sell it to a Netflix, to a Hulu, to whoever decides to buy this thing. And that will be money that we'll easily get back. Now, he's not getting back his 120 million. Okay. I'm just talking about Lionsgate. Coppola lost his money, but he said his kids are good. It's all good. So listen, we have to love and cherish somebody who doesn't care about throwing money in the trash for art, because that is the kind of person that we want to talk about. That's what we want to discuss on MMT, is somebody like that. I thought about this. I was talking to Gone Girl before we started the stream. I said, I am truthfully the Shane Carruth of the YouTube space. If anyone, there's one person out there who got it, but that's what I'm talking about. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And if that means not even make another movie for a decade plus, then that's me. I'll do whatever I want here. Views be damned and all that shit. We'll just play how we want to play. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, Megalopolis coming to you this fall will be our MMT Studio of the Week. And it's going to be terrible, Johnny. I imagine it's bad. I mean, listen, when we do the reaction stream, I'm certain I'm going to come on here and go, this film is utter trash. 3 hours of nonsense and pretentiousness. But I will also pause and say, but let's all give respect to the man who spent 120 million of his own dollars to make this thing. So there's something, like, you got to balance that, the artistic gamble versus the artistic worth, right? We'll play that whenever it comes out. But you know, listen, I just want to see films in theaters. That's why, and I go back, and I was going to savage Netflix. Let's go ahead and do that right now, Gone Girl. Bring back anything about Beverly Hills Cop. That's going to be a big topic coming up here on this 4th of July. The fact that you look at a Netflix, we just praised Lionsgate. We're going to hammer Netflix again, because you saw, they're not even putting that movie in theaters. Beverly Hills Cop 4, a movie that would easily open at $75+ million. Netflix is like, we don't even care. No. We're just going to put it in a couple theaters. You have to drive 30 minutes to, I mean, here in LA, obviously I can see it a lot closer, but I'm using it broad for you guys that are stuck in Dayton and Wichita and Daytona Beach. You're not going to be able to see Beverly Hills Cop on a big screen. What? Beverly Hills Cop? You're talking about Americana on the 4th? And this is why I beseech you again here tonight. Do not support Netflix. Do not cut the cord. Get rid of them. Do not even discuss their shit, because they don't value cinema. We are all about cinema, strictly cinema here on MMT. And as such, we're not going to talk about Beverly Hills Cop 4. And I love Beverly Hills Cop. I told you guys, one of the first cassettes I ever had was the soundtrack. I go back, I listen to that thing backward and forward on the family vacation down to Myrtle Beach. I'm like, Mom, Dad, put in the cassette. We're going to listen to Neutron Dance, and then whatever the hell was after that. I remember The System and Rock and Roll Me Again. That was my little kind of minor thing on that film, on that cassette. I remember, like, I love Beverly Hills Cop. I saw part 2 opening weekend in Cincinnati. We were down there on a family vacation. I'm like, Mom and Dad, I want to see Beverly Hills Cop 2. Can we please go? And we went to see Beverly Hills Cop 2. It was packed in Cincinnati. That movie was doing crazy numbers that weekend, opening weekend. And the fact that I can't watch Beverly Hills, let's not talk about 3. 3 doesn't exist. 4, I can't even see in a theater. I'm not going down to Lamley. Even though I could go to either one. I'm not going to support Netflix. Don't support these guys, because they don't value cinema. And as such, I'm not going to talk about Beverly Hills Cop 4. I'm going to probably want to watch it a lot. Beverly Hills Cop 4. We can't even see it. I mean, listen, no, I'm not going to talk about Hitman, because listen, last year I broke my embargo. My embargo was, I'm not talking about Netflix movies, but I watched shit ass May, December. And then I know this will get me roasted, but you guys know I can't, if I like it, I'm going to say it. Maestro. I like the filmmaking a lot of Bradley Cooper. So if you talk about direction and choices, I like that film. Do I love the script? No. But do I like the feel? When we talk about direction, that's my number one thing. If I see a strong direction, like Kinds of Kindness, great example. Yorgos, as weird and shitty as Poor Things was, you're looking at a director who knows what he's doing. He knows how to modulate and how to get that film just really calibrated perfectly. Even though I didn't like Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness, you can see the directional talent. You look at how that film is framed, right? You're talking about a film that takes place modern day. Back to that film quickly because it did $70K per. You look at how that film shot largely throughout New Orleans. Look at some of the shots when you get a chance to see Kinds of Kindness. Pay attention to the cinematography and the framing of some of the shots in the film. An average director would take a tight shot, a medium shot, or what. This thing is wide and it looks amazing on the big screen. For a film that's just about average people going about weird things in New Orleans, it looks better than 99% of the films out there, which points to obviously a strong cinematographer, someone who is very good, worked on poor things as well, which I actually will give to that film. That's fine. No problem with that. But here, you're also talking about Yorgos with really dialing the numbers in perfectly on this film. I really like this film. Don't give in. Stick just to movies. Talking about streaming is why I don't like Campia's show. But because, listen, Coach, that's never been the agenda here. The agenda is just to get on here, rail about things that we believe to be true, and also things that we want to roast. Coming up here in moments, we're going to get into a movie that was so bad. Guys, this film, let's just do it in a minute. Just give me 1 second. But that's what we do. We just want to do and talk about things that matter to us, and I think you should pay attention to, which means we love Handling the Undead. Neon film. None of you have seen it because it's only in like 6 theaters. Our favorite movie of the year. Dark, depressing, but exactly what it should be. Maybe the best zombie film, one of the best zombie films ever. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a masterpiece one day. This film, however, will not be ever mentioned with the word masterpiece. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our MMT evaluation of The Exorcism with Russell Crowe. This is not the sequel or prequel to The Pope's Exorcist, the film I never saw, which apparently some of you said was okay. Well, I got news for you. This film is definitely not okay. It is truly wretched, and I'm going to play you just a bit of the trailer so we don't get hit with a copyright strike. And get ready, because you're going to see, and actually I just show you a little bit of the film. You will see what I'm talking about in moments. Here we go. Get ready for the official trailer for The Exorcism.
How do I set this up?
Off the ad. I don't want to. I could get in trouble for playing an ad for Gemini. What the hell is Gemini? Oh, phone. Good luck, Google, selling your phone. Nobody wants your phones. Here we go, guys. Let's do it.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's a job coming to me off the back of somebody else's tragedy.
Look at those studios. Vertical, Shutter, and Miramax. What? Miramax? Okay.
So what's with the stage?
I'm going to stop here because I'm probably going to hit with a copyright strike. Let me just run through what this film is. This film is about Russell Crowe, an actor who's battling demons in the real world, and he gets cast in this film about an exorcism. Imagine The Exorcist, right? So he's in this as the priest, and then slowly he loses his mind as he becomes the devil itself. This film may be one of the most over-directed films that I have seen. It's rare we get to say this because typically you look at a film that's not all that great in direction. Maybe it's under-directed. Maybe it's just forgettable. This director, and I don't even know who the hell it is. This person, I don't even know if it's a female or male. So if I'm hammering a woman, I don't honestly know this. Grab me a Bible, hand to God. Speaking of The Exorcist. Talk about a contrast. This director tries to do so much with this thing that actually has an interesting premise in that he's an actor in a film and they're going to the set, right? So you get behind the scenes stuff, which I always love. It's Hollywood, of course. I love that shit. Why do you think I love shows like Entourage? But the problem is this film has plot holes everywhere. I'm going to have to ruin this film for you. Please listen. I apologize. It's terrible. If I do this, you're not going to hate me for what I'm about to say. At the end of the film, when he's being taken over by the demon, he's basically become Satan himself. Guess what happens? He's standing on the edge of his loft in New York City, and he rolls backwards, and he's dropping like floors, right? I mean, dude's up high, and he's falling down to the ground. And his daughter's like, no! and then all of a sudden, the next scene, they're hanging out with David Hyde Pierce, who's the real Catholic priest, and the daughter and her friend who's in the movie, and the three of them are talking about how they can save him. Like, he just fell off the building. This film acts like you can be both Satan and a vampire at the same time. Did he fly off? He fell off the building. He's splat. What are you trying to save him from? You have to get a spatula and get him off the ground. At that point, I go, this is so bad. I don't know what happened here. I think it was a test screening film. I heard it was in test screening for like 4 or 5 years, and they just started butchering this shit and said, let's just get something together. I know there's a scene that explains how he lived when he fell backwards onto his head from the top of his loft onto the cement, but we're going to cut that and just bring in the next scene that says, how can we save my dad? I'm like, he's dead. And then also, once he becomes Satan, they have to shoot the movie down. They have to shut it down, right? They shut down production, which means, if you guys know, in Hollywood, they shut down the entire stage. So they say, listen, you can't even come on the stage. We're going to start striking this thing. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. The stage is gone. They wipe it clean, and they're like ready for the next production. This thing's like it's dead. The film's canceled, and they're walking around. The set's like, how do you get on the set? And then also, why is there still a set? It should have already been. They take those things down the second it's canceled. Get it out of here. Bring in the next production. So what's happening here, guys? I'm sorry, I have to do this, but people are going to go, Weber's being mean. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to do what I have to do. Are you guys ready? Yeah, I want to do it. We're going to call this widescreen Crowe. Ladies and gentlemen, Russell Crowe used to be, as you guys know, the Gladiator, right? You remember him? He had a sash on. He was like in pretty good shape, and he was never like jacked, right? He never had like a six-pack, but he at least was in decent shape. Now, truth be told, listen, I'm just telling you what the truth is, and that's all we do here at MMT. If they wanted to cast the whale without CGI, they should have just brought Russell Crowe in. That's what it... Oh, God. Oh, here they come. Weber, this is why Weber's going to get canceled. He just said Russell Crowe should have been the whale. Listen, guys, all I'm saying is, Russell, I know that you are a man of immense wealth, but at some point, you kind of need to just look after yourself just a little. I'm not asking you for the six-pack. We're never going to put you up for the physique critique. We're just going to tell you, can you maybe just kind of whittle yourself down just a little bit? Because I feel like, once you've gone that far and you start to look that big, where in this film they have to frame it tight, because if you take it wide, you're like, good God, his belly, is he pregnant? He's big. And it's like, listen, just, you're getting paid millions of dollars. I know you're enjoying your life. Just go to the gym a couple times a week and lose like, I don't know, 100 pounds. Listen, I'm just suggesting that maybe he should look into it. Because as you guys know, I can get away with this. Well, first of all, probably not. They're all going to come after me. Don't care. It is what it is. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I work hard. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying everybody needs to do that, but I'm telling you that if you made me a movie star, which is never going to happen, but if it did, I would be like, I'm ready to go. Let's go. Shirtless scene right now. Because I feel like for a movie person, star, whoever, actor, you need to at least sort of look the part. And I feel like at least if you're thinner, I can put you in different things. We're talk about this. You guys ready? By the way, tonight's kit is Norwich City. One of my favorites. If you were to say, hey guys, what's my favorite kit? Okay, I have a closet that is full of kits, and this it's definitely top 5. When I got this, I'm like, I don't know, this thing's a little crazy. This is perfect. Is this not like the perfect MMT kit? And Norwich City is a smaller championship team. Maybe they'll get back to Premier League. They were there a few years ago. But that's what we love to do here. Is he battling demons or diabetes? Spidey Sensei, that is the kind of comment we're asking for. But they're coming for me. Guys, they're coming for me because I said Russell Crowe needs to lose. Oh, sorry, go pop that up again. Russell Crowe needs to lose weight. Now, listen, guys, you guys, please just understand. Someone come in and tell me they at least understand what I'm trying to say. Oh, man. Oh, Weber's done it now. Forget the DEI shit. Forget roasting Warner Brothers. He just said Russell Crowe needs to lose 100 pounds. Get him off. Cancel him. He's worse than Gore, saying Star Wars is the worst thing and woke this, woke that. He just said Russell Crowe needs to lose some weight. He's a terrible person. What a miserable wretch of a human being. That's what's going to happen because they're always waiting. I've got people like, oh my God, Loser Boy, right? Strange Harbors. Oh my God, Weber said that Crowe should lose weight. I still think that Strange Harbors is an AI creation. There's like one picture of the guy and he writes as pretentiously as anyone I've ever seen. Anyone who recommends Ferrari is an instant death emoji. Like, Ferrari? Did you just, excuse me, I'm sorry, sir, did you just say Ferrari is a well-directed film? You did? Ooh, boy. We're never going to listen to you again. Like, it's never going to happen. Guys, the direction on Ferrari is a fucking embarrassment. It is so generic. I told you guys, Michael Mann's old. I'm getting ageist. Sorry, gonna do it. Michael Mann might be 1,000 years old and he's lost his fastball. He's not a good director anymore. If you let him direct Heat 2, I'm going to do it again because why not at this point? If you let him direct Heat 2, you're making a bad decision because that guy has lost everything. I told you guys, if I were 85 and I'm getting closer by the day, and I came on this stream, you guys would be like, damn, Weber used to be not that good. Now he's fucking terrible. He's really old. But he was old before. This shit's old. And that's the thing, right? Is that at some point you just have to admit you're old. You can't, like in Moneyball, you have to give up the kid's game, right? Michael Mann needs to give up the kid's game. It's over. It's over. It's over for Michael Mann. And he can write Heat 2. He's not directing it. Not after Ferrari. Anyone who knows anything and watches Ferrari would be like, damn, bro, that's some shit direction. Here's the thing, though. When you have people like Strange Harbors and all these other random film Twitter nerds that don't know shit, they always say, well, the director is X, therefore it's got to be good. Never. Just like I came out of Kinds of Kindness and said, Yorgos' last film was, I hated. I mean, I said Emma Stone should fire every member of her management team. And then I turn around and say Kinds of Kindness is really strong. I really like it. That's the thing, because I don't go in and say it's already, last one was bad there. These people, I don't care if Michael Mann made 1,000 movies that are great. The next film is all that matters. George Miller didn't lose his shit because you look at Furiosa, it's great. Furiosa is a very strong film, one of the best films of the year. And you've got Furiosa here, and you go, George Miller still got his fastball. Michael Mann and Ferrari, fuck, man, what happened, dude? What is this edit of this and then the gearbox? And this is terrible. I'm not a director, but I can tell you this, I would direct Ferrari better than this. First of all, I'd say this screenplay is terrible. We're not making this movie. That's the first thing I'd say. Who wrote this? Oh, Michael, you wrote, sorry, man, listen, this is bad. We're not making the film. Thank you. That's a great question. Let's give you the score, by the way, on this. It's a 20%. 20% is a low F, but it's not a 5% because I laughed when Russell Crowe survives falling backwards off of the skyscraper. I go, is he a vampire? What the hell is Lost Boys? And then I started to laugh, and it's also an hour and 30 minutes, so it's 20%. It's an F, but it's a F like F, not an F minus, F. So it films terrible. But when you look, what was I even talking about? I don't even remember. Let's just do. Oh, you asked me what film I walked out of. Thank you, big YouTube. Here's the film. So I started in on a film called Ghostlight. Let's just show a little bit of Ghostlight. At this point, we're already getting hit with a copyright strike. So let me show you a little bit of Ghostlight. This is a movie from IFC. And here it is, Ghostlight. This is a film I usually like. IFC. I go, this film could be cool. The trailer looks kind of interesting. Here's the trailer. Get ready. Here comes Ghostlight. And I'll tell you, this is the movie I walked out of.
Daisy has had plenty of chances already.
Get out of the street!
Are you kidding?
This is her last one. Did you reach out to the therapist I recommended?
Okay,
Am I supposed to go in there or something?
Some parents.
Okay, this is right. This is right when I walked out. Here's what. Okay, first of all, if you're gonna make a quote grounded movie, you can't have me within the first 10 minutes of it. And I'll get to Crowe crushing Dakota in a minute. I just got to hammer Ghostlight for a minute, and maybe it gets better. It's 100% of Rotten Tomatoes, which is just fucking absurd. So you can't have a character. Think about this as a writer. I told you guys I'm writing the script. Everyone has to feel authentic and has to feel, at least I think initially, maybe sort of, not necessarily the villain that's different, but at least some shred of likability. So this dude is working construction, and the theater lady you're going to see here in a minute. I'll just run it ahead. I'll show you the theater lady. She's like Rita Moreno, like wannabe kind of. Okay, hold up. Here she comes.
Oh, my love.
Wait,
How
hold on.
long have you
That character.
been doing
Wait,
skits?
her. So right off the bat, if you're going to have a character in your film, and this older woman who runs the theater in town, she runs the theater production. He's going to be an actor for the first time to work through his therapy, right? The idea is cool. You can't have your character in this woman who shows up, right? Here she comes, and she's right off the bat going, what the fuck are you guys doing in the street? What fucking fuck? I go, first of all, you want to make your character likable. You do not want to bring her, even if she's irascible, have her come out and go, hey guys, you know what? We're trying to do a play inside. Why are you playing with the jackhammer? Come on, guys, get it together. Instead, she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, dude, right up, you made your character completely ridiculous because they would normally be like, lady, you're a bitch. And instead, he goes, oh, I'm going to go hang out and start doing theater. These things, guys, let me explain. And when we write the script's good. The script's not going to have this kind of shit. That's a bad mistake. That's a terrible writing job. You can't do these things with your characters. And then the daughter's acting as bitchy as possible. Everyone's ratcheted up instead of ratcheted down. In a drama, you need to bring people down and make them grounded. He's okay. Everyone else is like playing up too high. We talk about modulation, right? The modulation on her, this woman is like 15. It should be an 8. Okay? The daughter is like at 12. She should be a 9. I know that this shit is niche. I know what I'm talking about. For some of you is like, I don't even trust me. You understand. You're dialing the knobs down. It's rare that we're taking the knobs up. The knobs up is only in a movie that's so bad that someone knows it and they're going to go Richter scale crazy because they know, like Wonder Woman 84, and you look at the performance by What's-His-Ass from The Mandalorian, that performance is one of the, oh my God, so bad. He knew the film was terrible. You can tell. You watch like, what the hell is happening with this? Because he knew he had to press the accelerator because the film's terrible. This film was going to be fine, but they're both too high. Bring them down. Directors, note, I know you guys watch because you respect that I come on here and hammer DEI and then turn around and praise Disney. No one can do that. We're objective. Remember this, directors. If you have a performer who's out of control, walk over quietly and say, hey, listen, we need to modulate. Will you bring me from an 11 to an 8? And they'll understand. And you say it nicely. There's a scene in the movie Exorcism, terrible film, where the director, Adam Goldberg, by the way, where the hell was Adam Goldberg for the last forever? Where's this guy been? He's the director, and he plays a swarmy asshole like he always does. And he actually has a moment where he goes up and starts talking to Russell Crowe about the scene, and he's a real asshole about it. If you're a director, go up to your people and say, listen, man, let's modulate. I like what you're doing here. I'll always butter, right? Because it's Hollywood and these egos. And then what I want you to do is just, can we bring down a little bit? And I'll tell you where we're there. Let's just go down from an 11 to an 8. Or even a 9, and we'll just go, or a 10, and we'll keep going. And that's what this film needed to do. It's a bad film. I walked out. I go, you know what? I got to give credit to AMC. AMC said, hey, guess what? Here's your money. Well, I had an A-list, but they go, here's your A-list back. Now you can go see Exorcism. And then I had to sit through Exorcism. But at least that film was a joke. This movie, Ghostlight, feels fake. Everyone is acting out of control. And it's not a great film. I don't even know if it gets better. I can't answer it, but just directors, great note for you. Have your actors down. Think about the script. Think about what people are saying. Do you want your audience right off the bat to say, this lady's a bitch? Why does he even want to be in the play? She's not even nice. You see, make her come out and be a little bit edgy, but not a bitch. These are, guys, it's so important that people understand these little tweaks, right? Little tweaks make all the difference in a film. I could show you so many different things that were like, this is too high, it's too low. It's rare that you get perfect calibration. And I will say, back to Kinds of Kindness, which is, again, I'm just getting higher on the film by the second. This film's calibrated. This film's weird, but this film is calibrated because you have a director in Yorgos Lanthimos that has worked with everybody here, right, in the past. I don't know if he worked with Plemons. We're going to talk about Plemons in a minute. But Plemons, you don't have to. Plemons is the new Philip Seymour Hoffman. That guy is one of our best actors going today, even in a movie like Civil War, which is a total disaster of a film. One of the worst directed films that I have seen, the worst directed film of the year. Civil War, is a tonal disaster. And truly, I don't even think when you look at Alex Garland as a director, when you watch that film, I'm telling you, I wouldn't let him direct another film. That is some schizophrenic shit that's going on in that film. You've got like, what is that? The De La Soul song where they're going through the place shooting people. The tone is so bad. That is a collection of scenes that don't even fit together. It's like, here's some Lego pieces that we found on the floor. Let's put this here, and we'll call it Civil War. And at the end, we'll play that song from Mistress America that is such a wonderful moment for Mistress America, one of my favorite small films of the past decade. And we're going to play that at the end of Civil War when she's staring at the dead journalist, and he plays Dream Baby, Dream. I swear to God, if I ever see Alex Garland out, I will, without question, go up to him and say, that is one of the worst directed films I have ever seen. And anybody who says that's a good film, they're lying to you, Alex. And I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know if you're smoking crack. I don't know if you're doing fentanyl. That's some shit. That's a shit film. Did he hated Kinds of Kindness? You know what? Let me tell you. Here's Luis. I'm going to hammer Gore again. Here's how I know Gore is a fraud, and he is. He's a fraud. I'm not a fraud. I'm not a fucking fraud. That's one thing I'm not. I might be a lot of things, not a fraud. That dude was asleep in Poor Things. He was at the screening I was at. I saw it at the Landmark here in LA. I'm starting to walk out. I'm not kidding. This is when Gore and I were not talking. He comes walking down the stairs. He is like this. He looks like his hair is disheveled. He's like this, walking down the stairs like this. He was either drunk or he just woke up, because Gore, listen, I know Gore has his health issues, but Gore also has a major drinking problem. It's the truth. He knows that. If he has a problem with what I'm saying, Chris, I'm saying it for your sake. If someone said to me, Eric, you have a drinking problem, I'd say, thank you for bringing that up. I know I have a drinking problem. He has a drinking problem, and the first step is admitting that you have the issue. So Gore's dealing with health, right? And now if he's still drinking, this is not the road to recovery. The road to recovery is going to the gym. That's the recovery. Taking care of yourself, going to bed early, doing the right things for you and your body as you try to heal, not drinking. So I don't know what he's doing now. I'm just telling you, he was always had a lot of drinks, and I've seen it multiple times. It wasn't once or twice. It was all the time. And in the first step, again, is if you have friends that are really friends, they're going to tell you the truth. And I don't hate Chris Gore. I called him, we call him the Grifter of the Week. And I have issues, certainly, with a lot of things, but I want to see him healthy. Nobody wants to see anybody in a state of despair and not in perfect health. And so we wish that to him. So just make sure that's clear. I'll watch Gore talk about indie films. Okay, no, yeah, right. Fine. He talks about it, but that's not the centerpiece. The centerpiece here is Kinds of Kindness. The centerpiece here is Bike Riders. Centerpiece here is Handling the Undead, not Star Wars, not Marvel, not that shit. This is about cinema, strictly cinema. That's what we do. So yes, fine. He talks about it, but it's the minor. It's a 3-ring circus. It's the ring that's outside the tent. Here, it's the center attraction. This is it. We're talking about Handling the Undead. That's what he used to do. Now we are the true voice of indie cinema, unless it's Ghostlight. I walked out of that. What else we got here? Let's do. I promised we'd do Crowe crushing Dakota. Let's do that. And it's a great quote. And we talked about how Crowe needs to lose weight, which of course will get me canceled. Guys, I'm not going to show you a picture of Russell Crowe, like really. Here's old Russell Crowe. Let's just do that. This is old Russell Crowe. He looked, I think, was that Thor? Shit, it was. Yeah. He didn't look that. He's gotten bigger and bigger, And listen, can I say this? And I know people are going to not want to hear this. If you have a friend who's put on 50 pounds, I don't think it's really out of your place, not your place, to say, listen, are you okay? Is everything okay? And I know that at first might sound like I'm being a dick. I'm not being a dick. I'm saying you're trying to look out for their health. And listen, I'm not saying everybody should be a crazy workout guy that goes 5 days a week, plays beach volleyball, still killing it at an advanced age, okay? I'm not saying that, but I will tell you that it is important that you understand that when you are in a better physical condition, life gets better. People don't know that if you're not there. When you work out, you have energy. You have all these things available to you. You feel good in your clothes. You know, when I put on a kit, someone said the other day in the stream, came in and said, those things fit you like a player. Do you know, you don't think that that motivates me when I hear someone say those kits fit you like one of the guys on the field, who I'm not. I'm way older than those dudes. But the point is if you have respect for yourself and you say to yourself, I can do this through small steps. It's not an easy thing. It doesn't happen in a day or two. It happens in a long time. Talk about, you know, I used to watch a guy called Greg Plitt on YouTube. You can still watch him. I love Greg Plitt. God rest his soul. It's a tragedy. In fact, I would love to actually make a movie about that. But when you look at Greg Plitt, go watch a video. That guy was a warrior. But what he talks about is if you're getting in shape, it's about you firing up the clay. So the clay is cold, but once it gets going, it starts to mold. And if you give it time, then you can do things that you never imagined possible. I believe the human body is possible with a lot of things. People just say, I can do it. And let me just say, at the end of the day, at this drink, it's, you know, that's my line. If I say these things, they come from knowledge. They come from me living this shit. You know, I'm not a person who talks. I'm a person who does and then talks, right? So it's a combination. So if you come on MMT, I have lived this shit. I'm not going to pretend. None of this is an act. I will never be that way. I can't do it. I am Jim Carrey from Liar Liar. It's impossible for me to even say something that doesn't work authentically with me. I go, right? You remember Liar Liar? I can't do it. I don't know how these grifters do it. I don't know how the anti-woke people do it all the time. We savage woke shit, but we also turn around and say this film is good. I go back to Inside Out 2. Look at all the people that are just forgetting the fact that Riley's attracted to the hockey captain who happens to be a female. She clearly has a crush on her. Oh, is Riley a lesbian? Oh, well, I don't know. I didn't care when I watched the movie, but I'm shocked that the average anti-woker is not going, well, this is bad because she has a rainbow sweater on and she's attracted to the hockey coach or captain. Who cares? I don't think that way. When I watch Kinds of Kindness, is there even a lesbian scene in that? I don't think there is. But if there were, I wouldn't care. It doesn't matter. I'm watching a movie. Why are we trying to always look for shit? Granted, there is stuff that's forced. We don't like inauthentic things, but don't just make it all about woke this or like that. Fact is, obesity, exactly, right? It's honestly, it's not said. When I say that Crowe needs to, you know, maybe lose a little bit of weight, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm trying to say, look after your health. Let's talk about what he said about are we at an hour, Gone Girl? That's it. I got to only go a little bit long. Once we hit the hour mark, it's like, that's it. You got what you got tonight. Russell Crowe responds to the negative Marvel comments that Dakota Johnson made during Madam Web. Remember, she was like, yeah, because she knew the film was bombing. Now it's a total joke. Terrible film. By the way, yeah, by far one of the worst films, worst direction. I know the director was a female. Don't care. Film's terribly directed. I mean, the fact that I don't even know, it's schizophrenic. Terrible film. You're telling me you signed up for a Marvel movie in some fucking universe for cartoon characters and you didn't get enough pathos? If you're expecting this to be some kind of life-changing event, I just think you're here for the wrong reasons. And remember, he's also, as I know Tyler responded to this. It's like the first thing, you're in Kraven the Hunter. He is, but he knows he's in Kraven the Hunter. That's the point. Yes, he's in Kraven the Hunter. He knows he's in Kraven. He knows he's in Thor. That's the thing. If Dakota Johnson, to his point, didn't understand what the assignment is, then we have a problem. She's not, she has Daddy-O coming up. By the way, that trailer is almost, I actually kind of want to see Daddy-O because I love Sean Penn. Everyone get out your drinks. We're talking about Asphalt City as one of the best films of the year, starring Sean Penn. And I like her, so I want to see Daddy-O. I know, random movie that I want to see. Not her eyes, and I want to see Daddy-O. But listen, to his point, he's right. I understand what he's saying. Know the assignment, and then you won't, be disappointed. All right, a few more minutes. Let's do open comments. You guys, let's do it. Gone Girl, whatever you got, go. I don't have anything else, so if I have something I missed, screw it. You need to see fresh kills. Yeah, I heard about that film, Meg YouTube. Maybe I'll see the film. I was burnt by Ghostlight. I do have A-list, so maybe I'll see it. I don't really love the listen, when I watched the trailer, I saw the Fresh Kills the trailer. I wasn't in love with the direction. You guys know, if I see a film in a trailer that looks like it's directed, like go watch the Handling the Undead trailer. You can see direction, cinematography. When you watch a Rose Glass, you look at a Love Lies Bleeding, you're looking at direction that is remarkable, or at least well above average. And when I watched Fresh Kills, I didn't see strong direction. I might see a better story, but direction is the gateway for me. Once I see good direction, I'm in. If I don't think it's ever happened. I don't love any film that's poorly directed or marginally directed. Everything, go back to Tar. Obviously, in Oppenheimer just won Best Picture and director. But look at Tar. No further than Tar. People don't talk enough about Todd Field's direction in Tar. That is masterful work. And not everybody can pull that film off. That is talent. And that's what we're looking for. We are very good at identifying directorial talent. Trust me, I get plenty of DMs from people in the industry, and they go, dude, I make movies and you know your shit. I'm like, yes, because it's there. It's all, you can see it. Getting back to the talent. I don't need to know anything but just watch about 5 minutes of your film and I can tell strong direction, middling direction, weak direction. I can tell within seconds based on the edits, based on the shots, based on the pacing, based on the mood. I go back to Rose Glass. You look at Love Lies Bleeding, a film that from a screenplay perspective has plenty of issues, but from a mood setting directorial style, no one can pull that shit off. Rose Glass is the real fucking deal. And you can see it. And that's what we need. That's what we want. And go back to Kinds of Kindness. You see, I bet Gore didn't even see the direction. He's probably 6 martinis in. That's the difference between me and Gore. I never go in drunk to a movie. That changes how you're going to view it. If I go into a movie smashed, do you guys think I'm going to be able to come out of that film with the same exact review? Of course not. I'd be like, well, let me get another drink. I'm going to wander off. That's not professional. And whether we're like killing it financially, when I go to a movie, the point is that you hopefully trust what I have to say. And I'm not going to go into that movie. It's not fair to the director, to the actors, to the studio for me to go into a movie drunk, because that is going to shade how I view the film. So I'm going to go in there with a professional agenda, which means I'm going to watch the film and be fair and objective about it. And then if need be, we will destroy it or we will praise it, or somewhere in the middle, right? Like Bike Riders. Back to Bike Riders quickly on that. Not a great film. This is a film, and I like Jeff Nichols. We talked about it this morning. I need to talk about this because this is very important. When you watch Bike Riders, you talk about very average direction. You are looking at the Bike Riders. I would say average, not bad, just very average. Jeff Nichols is a better storyteller than a visual director. He doesn't have the technical prowess and the wow factor in his films. Yorgos does. I mentioned Rose Glass. Basically any A24 film other than Tuesday, the worst film of the year. Tuesday is not even close. That is the single worst. That, first of all, Tuesday got a 5% for me. That's lower than The Exorcism. You want to talk about a movie that should never have seen a big screen. And A24, I know you didn't invite me to the Maxine premiere tomorrow. You know I'm likely going to like it, but I don't even care anymore with you. Because first of all, he's a white guy. They're never going to have Weber do anything because he's a white guy. What does he know? He's a white guy. I'm not progressive enough for A24, even though I love the majority of their films. But if I were in a meeting at A24, the white guy can't have that. Nope, no way. Weber can't come. But I would have saved you releasing truly the train wreck tonal disaster of an embarrassment of a film in Tuesday. And if Julia Louis-Dreyfus gets any awards attention for that film, I'm telling you here tonight, this channel will go dark for at least 1 week. If she gets even a modicum of attention for that performance in the tonal shit show that is Tuesday. And A24, I don't care if you don't like what I have to say. You need to say that shit because I'm tired of these studios going, it's all great. Your film's fantastic. You're so talented. guess what? That's why we're in the place we're too. We have kids out there being told by their parents, you're great at everything, Johnny and Jimmy and Jenny. All of you are so talented. Well, actually, I got news for you. Johnny, Jimmy, and Jenny are not that talented. They're pretty average, okay? And call me the Simon Cowell, so be it. I would say, listen, your kids, they're nice kids. They're sweet, not talented. We don't live in that world, right? We live in the world instead where it's like, this person's great, that person's good, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Where I would never exist in Hollywood because I would walk out of, I told you guys, you show me Halloween Ends and I'd be like, where is David Gordon Green? Where is he right now? I know he's not in the screening. Where is he on the lot? If he's on the lot, I want you to bring him here. I'm going to berate the shit out of him for at least an hour. I don't care about this new school, old school Hollywood. We're going old fucking school, and I'm going to destroy this guy for making this film. What were you thinking with Corey? What the hell? I'm going Les Grossman. I mean, full on, like full wattage, screaming. The whole studio's hearing me. Holy shit. Get your stuff and get off the lot. Now, I want all of it gone, and I want guards with you, and you don't even get, we're going to send your shit in a box. Whatever's in your office, it's gone, David. This is an embarrassment to the entire legacy of Michael Myers, and as such, your shit's going to be mailed to you. Not even FedEx. We're going to send it, and we're going to send it media mail, which is the slowest shit in the world until you get all of your shit from the office. We're going to lie and say it's CDs and tapes, and instead, it's pictures of you on the set making the abomination that is Halloween Ends. Get the fuck out of here. That's how we'd roll. Dude, it's so terrible. Wait, Tuesday was good? No, it's so bad. It's so bad. If you say that movie's good, Seeking God's Will, I will ban you from the comments. Okay, lightning comments, and we're out of here. We're over an hour. Real quick, let's go. What we got? Gongro, hit me. 1, 2, 3. You have no right to criticize. Yes. No, wrong. No. Exorcist Believer's not unwatchable. I definitely was higher than that. And also The Flash. The Flash is way better. Okay, first of all, The Flash is better than Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Come on, guys. Listen, I'm not going to play this game where you guys are going to tell me Civil War and King of the Planet of the Apes are better than The Flash. I'm not playing that game. I won't do it. I will roll this channel up and we'll close the doors and lock it and paddle. I'm not playing that game. The Flash, yes, at the end, those effects, but everything else, the moments with his mom, right? Going back in time, having that last moment, that's real. That emotion's legit. King of the Planet of the Apes doesn't have a shred of CGI emotion. It's all faux. That screenplay's terrible. And then Civil War, a mishmash of scenes thrown together and splashed with the title Civil War as if that makes it good. Oh my God. Alex Garland, you are going to win the worst director of the year. The Tuesday's the worst film, but if I'm giving out awards, the worst director of 2024 is Alex Garland in Civil War. Last year it would have been Ferrari, but this year it's going to go to Alex Garland. I can't imagine seeing a film worse than Civil War. It's so terrible. It is remarkably odious in the direction and the choices that he made. Is Bad Boy Ride or Die success? Listen, it's got almost 300 million. Quickly, we'll do a couple comments. We're out here. Almost 300 million worldwide. That is a massive success. So kudos to Sony for not having they didn't announce the window, but they're not going to give it to you at home right now. That is what we want. We need more of that. We need Bike Riders doing that. We need Kinds of Kindness doing that. We need all of these smaller films. And Bad Boys Ride or Die is not really a tent pole. I mean, it is, but it's not Inside Out. It's not Deadpool. It's not Despicable Me. Those are tent poles, right? The big films. I would argue Twisters is a tent pole, and it's going to be big. Trust me. And Quiet Place, we're going to talk about this week. I'm going to have a Quiet Place reaction on Thursday. I doubt I'm going to get to anything else this week. There is Despicable Me. Thank you, Universal, for inviting me to see Despicable Me 4. I don't know if I'm going to go. I might just wait to see that when it comes out. It's on the other side of town. It's Despicable Me, whatever. So we'll probably end up talking about Quiet Place day one on Thursday night, opening night. I look forward to that film. I like number 2 better than 1. I love any kind of, end of the world zombie movie. Pardon me. That literally feels like I Am Legend. I mean, I don't hate I Am Legend. I think some of the CGI is not good, but Man Inside Out 2 isn't really doing well for paces all time. It's killing it. And let's wrap there because that's a perfect way to put this thing. When you look at what this film is doing, it is doing so much for theatrical, what we really founded. That's all we talk about. That's all we give a shit about. Strictly cinema. We're not going to discuss The Acolyte or Ashoka or any of these streaming services or streaming shows that get you views, that get you likes, that get you people coming in going, you're so great. You hammer everything that's anti-woke. The chimpanzee with the fucking... No, I don't do that shit. I don't have time to play that game of being not just a shill, because it is a version of a shill, but truly a grifter. Grifters are the lowest, I think, honestly, one of the lowest forms of life, short of a criminal. A grifter is essentially a criminal because they are not even a real person. They are trying to monetize something. And even if it's not the right thing to do, if it doesn't, behoove society, they don't care. A grifter just wants to make money. And how can I get views and likes and subs and all this shit? Do not care. I will never care about that stuff. I just like talking about stuff that we love and we believe in and we're authentic about and fearless about and somewhat talented. Better than Johnny, Jimmy, and Jenny. We have a little more, not much than them. Not much, but we need more of that in the world where you say, guess what? You're not that good, right? You're not that good. I know mom and dad said you are, but you're really not that good. It's hurtful, right? So hurtful, Weber. You're so mean. You said Russell Crowe should lose weight. So what? He's gigantic. He needs to lose some weight for his health. If not for the aesthetics, just for his health. So I'll stand by that. If they come after me for that, I'm putting my fist down and I'll be at the gym tomorrow, Russell. So if you want to join me, I'll be at the gym all week. You're more than welcome. I'll put you through the MMT workout and we'll get you back into gladiator shape in short time. I promise you. That's a wrap from the City of Angels. Give it up for Garn Girl. Thank you again, Garn Girl. What a wonderful job by you. As always, I really appreciate it. It makes my life so much easier when I only have to worry about ranting and raving here rather than pushing the comments. Everyone who commented didn't get to, thank you for doing that. It means a lot that you enjoy the show or at least put up with the show or at least hate watch. One of the three, all good. At the end of the day, drink. We are here to discuss cinema forever. Strictly Cinema, MMT live from LA. We're out. See you next time. Probably Thursday. Quiet Place, day one. Bye. Ouch.